Hello, wine-drinking people. Today is January the 30th, and we have had just a slew of incredible events so far this year. And man, we are going into February the right way with our vintage Barolo tasting, which we may still have one seat left on Friday, but we got Clos de Tart to get through first tomorrow night. Tonight, we've got Giorgio Ravetti and Roberto Damonte here from La Spinetta and Malvero wineries, respectively, and we may still have a few seats left for that tonight. But, well, you probably won't get this email in time. We've got some great events going on next week. That's what we're here to promote tonight. Our Southern Rhone tasting. This has become an annual event. And I've always said the wines of the Southern Rhone, the best values in the wine world. If you're looking at wines that are biodynamic, or organically produced, that you can find for $10 to $15, that score in the 90-point range, you can't find wines from anywhere else in the world that are this good, that are naturally made. The Southern Rhone is a haven for values. And we're talking about the Southern Rhone. You were talking about Grenache for the most part, but there's like 18 different varietals that you can use in Cotes du Rhone. And Cotes du Rhone pretty much is a general appellation you can use for anything made in the Rhone Valley, which is the second largest wine producing area, I think, in all of France. You have Bordeaux, and then the Rhone Valley, which is larger than Champagne or Burgundy, and you may have some areas in the south of France, but I'm talking about major appellations. And Chateauneuf de Pape was the first area to be regulated by the AOC because there was so many people making wines that were not Chateauneuf de Pape. They created a law that you had to be in the Chateauneuf de Pape AOC in order to make Chateauneuf, because there were so many people mislabeling their wines, as the new house of the Pope was been a very popular wine for several hundred years in France. And Cotes du Rhone, the entry-level wine in the Rhone Valley, well, like I said, you can make it out of a blend of 18 different varietals, apparently, according to Wikipedia. Well, that may not be correct. Well, anyways, there's 18 varietals that they list that you can grow in the Rhone Valley, but most Cotes du Rhones are predominantly Grenache. Sometimes you'll see ones that are predominantly Syrah, but Grenache is really the great red grape of the south of France. Chateauneuf de Pape, there's 13 different varietals you can put in there, 5 red, 5 white, and 8 red. Again, predominantly Grenache-based wines. You know, you look at wines like Beaucastel that may have predominantly Mourvedre in them in certain vintages. But then the great Rayas, 100% Grenache. And some of the other cuvées like Genasse Chopin, 100% Grenache. We've got over 30 wines on the table representing the Southern Rhone tonight. And I'm talking about little appellations like Vacqueyras and Gigondas, which present some of the greatest value in the Southern Rhone. We've got great vintages, 2009, great throughout France. 2009 producing really forward and seductive wines. Wines that can be enjoyed in their youth, but have the structure to last. You know, Grenache doesn't last as long as Cabernet Sauvignon, but a decade, even for entry-level wines in a vintage like 2009 and then 2010. This is a vintage for the ages. A lot of structure in these wines, but still they have lovely freshness and elegance. A classic vintage, a vintage that winemakers just dream about. And 2011, well, not so much, a little difficult. But we got some 2011s and some wines that got very nice scores, like the St. Cosme 2011 Cotes du Rhone for $13 and change. 90 points on the Wine Spectator. Hey, their Gigondas was wine number 2 in the top 100. So some great producers on the table. And, of course, Toni Lampasone will be having some hors d'oeuvres to match the food. Check it out, everything we're going to be serving a week from tonight here at the Wine Watch at our Southern Rhone tasting. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasone, signing off for the Wine Watch. And remember, always drink the good stuff first.